I'm going to show you how to use Penultimate on the iPad. So if we click the icon here, it'll take you to my existing Penultimate notebooks. So we're just going to click on one of them, twist around so that you can see it. And this is something I recorded today. This is a photograph from the high school art exhibition. So very simply I've taken a photograph, uploaded it onto Penultimate, onto a new page, and then whatever I wish to annotate it, if I want to talk about the three-dimensional qualities, or if I want to show some aspect of the shading here in comparison to the dimensions here, then I can draw straight onto the screen. So really it's quite simple here. If I scroll back to a different page here, and again whatever a student would want to do, if they want to indicate that they understand, that when they shade in a direction to help emphasize the rounded nature of the object, or if they want to indicate the composition. So I might grab a different color here, and I want to talk about the direction of line and the composition, the horizontals, the balance, the rule of thirds perhaps, where one of the objects or the point of focus is in this area here. It's really useful for me to annotate on top. And if I didn't want to keep any of that, then I would just back step here and undo, and the same with the previous paper. If I want to view all the pages, it doesn't show up on the reflection that I'm showing you currently, but perhaps it might be useful to show you how some of the students have used it in class. So I'm just going to take us back here, go back to home, and I'm going to find another notebook here to show you. And this set of pages here were taken from the GIN conference earlier this academic year. And as you can see, I'm actually working backwards here rather than forwards. But it was very easy to take a photograph. In the top right-hand corner, there's a little symbol. The symbol looks a little bit like this, with a little landscape mountain and another little picture behind it. And if you were to click onto that, then you'd have the option to either use the camera on the iPad or to take a photograph from your existing photo album. And so during the presentation by Rob Dyer, I took a photograph and put it straight into the page. And then from there, obviously, I can annotate and then directly tweet or send it to my email by using the little share button, which again is in the top right hand corner. So it's pretty easy. You really just need to play about with some of the functions on it. But let's see if we can add a new page to this. I'm just going to go forward for a moment, see if I can find a spare page. But rather a lot on this one, so I'm just going to insert a new page. And here it is. Okay, ready to go. And so again, if I go to my photographs here, and I look at my existing photos, perhaps something I took today. This is some of the students who were looking at one of the art exhibition grade 12 students. And as you can see, I'm just going to change the colour a little bit here. This was the student's work on these three boards here. And this is a student called Laura Wood. And as you can see, there's some quite unusual um, pieces of artwork in her exhibition, and a lot of them centre around the idea of breast cancer. And so the idea of the miniature installation that you can see above here, where she's got the sort of almost like a washing line with several donated bras on it. It's really to draw your attention in. So as you're walking through the exhibition, you can't help but be drawn to this section of it here. And so what the students were doing, they were looking, and as you can see, they were looking very intently at this little piece here. And this little piece here explains that all the work that she was based on from this piece here and each of these pieces, even the sculpture units were based on breast cancer and her own personal family experience with her grandmother. And so really what I'm showing you on the iPad here is how you can very simply record something, upload the photo pretty immediately. Incidentally, if you hold it down, you can then move it a little bit. Obviously your drawings on top of it will shift too, but you can make it smaller if you wish by grabbing the corner and move it about, even twist it if you want to. So really quite simple to annotate, and I hope that you can think of multiple uses for your students, or in fact in your own personal use of note-taking. I certainly use a lot of different notebooks for different reasons. Sometimes in a meeting, or I want to take some notes, recording a particular presentation. Just trying to open up another one for you here. This was during the Learning 2 conference. He said he was going to go naked. It was tweeted that he was going to go naked, but I think he just meant without any presentation. So again, this is something I wanted to record. You can see through the next one, some of them are pretty boring with just writing, but I do try and use colours and maybe a few little symbols just to draw my own attention to things. I tend to use this symbol here if I'm trying to remember something in the future. It gives me an idea for something. I usually, if somebody puts out a book name or something, I'll usually use my little symbol, just a very simple little book. And then again, as I'm scrolling through all the multiple pages, then I'll notice that. Sometimes I use yellow if I particularly want to draw attention to something, particular links. I find that if I use the big fat pen, you can change the size of it by clicking the pen, clicking yellow, and then changing the size of the pen. I can actually go quite large. I think the default that I had it on before was quite fine in detail there. So if I really want to draw attention to something, I can scroll through the pages and find that yellow really stands out for me. It doesn't bother me that there are only 2, 4, 6, 10 different paint colours. It doesn't really bother me at all. I find them quite enough. So there's a few examples. I hope that that's of use to you, and I'd really suggest that you just get out your pen or even your finger and start taking some visual notes. Thank you very much.